Welcome to the Tales of McFlare.
Hello, welcome to Tunnels and Trolls. This is an 8th edition, also known as the deluxe edition. And we will be following McFlare on his adventures.
Hello. Thank you to the people at Tabletop Audio for letting us use their sounds.
Where we last left off, McFlare just wakes up after his night of adventuring in the past, blowing up the ship. He goes out into the main area of the Raven spot where he lives and finds a job to be a crew member on a ship. Therefore, he accepts the offer and takes two of his companions with him on the journey. And that's where we start this next adventure. And then there's you. Are you just gonna lead everyone?
Pretty much.
So with this paper in hand, you're just walking down to the docks.
I want to put Rose on my shoulder.
Alright, so you throw Rose on your shoulder. I say it's pretty easy. She doesn't weigh that much.
Onward to adventure.
So you kind of walking a little slow for a claw, kind of catch up. And you make your way down to the docks district. Anything you want to do on the way? Okay, so it's claw, not claw.
Sorry.
So you make it down to the docks district, and you're kind of just like at the opening section. You see a bunch of ships, some fishing boats, some big merchant vessels, some smaller ships, all sorts of size of ships, and everything like that. What would you like to do?
I want to talk to the port master and look for.
So you kind of see a building that looks like the important building on the docks. You knock on the door. Yeah. So you knock, bam, 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 and this younger looking guy opens the door and says, "Oh yes, what can I do? You have a ship you like to dock here?"
I hand him the poster.
And the poster. It's like, "Oh, he reads it and like, oh, the I forgot the ship's name already. the Knight's Jewel."
Yeah, the Knight's Jewel. I was trying to think of it as like something with jewel in it.
Crap. Everything's falling. So he says, "Ooh," and he's just he looks through a book and is like, "Oh, that'll be on dock 32."
All right, thank you.
All right, so you're going down to dock 32. So you walk down to dock 32, and it's just one ship on that dock. You walk down. So you reach this ship. It's a small-looking ship. It's not big, but it's not a fishing boat either. It's not a fishing boat, but ain't a merchant vessel.
Trying to figure out how old McFlare
It's actually a sloop, if you wanted to know the actual classification for it.
What is it?
A sloop.
Fuck is that?
So if any of you know what a sloop is from medieval ships, you'll know what kind of ship we're talking about. It's a small ship. You know it can only fit somewhere probably between 10 and 20 people on the ship. It has a few cannons and it has one big sail on it. And you can see that there's a plank coming from the top of the ship down. And what are you gonna do? You're at the dock in front of this plankway. You can walk up on the ship.
I'm gonna have Claw go up first.
Okay.
To make sure he doesn't fall.
Okay, so you're making go up first? Yeah. So you walk up the ship, and once you get to the top, actually when you open, there's like a gate sort of thing, like where the side of like the railings of the ship would be, opens up, and you can walk onto the deck. You walk onto the deck, and there's a few people looking at you. Just like in wide eye, like, what are you doing sort of look. And then one of them kind of walks into a back room. And you can hear some distant talking, and then all of a sudden, a middle-aged man comes out. He comes up to you. You recognize him as the captain.
And now all I'm thinking of is fucking Treasure Planet.
And he comes out and he says, "Oh, hello. What can I help you for? Are you here for the crewmates that I sent out for?"
Yes, sir.
You three, I assume?
Mm-hmm. My grandfather and my child.
Grandfather and child? Mm-hmm. Okay, roll me intelligence, see if he buys that.
No, I get a 2 and a 1.
Okay. He looks at you.
He was 12.
No, it doesn't matter.
Oh,
It's a
really?
critical failure. So he looks at you
Can we
and
roll?
no,
Oh.
that's not a saving throw. It's a skill check. So he looks at you and says, They're not related to you. I know that. What is it really you're looking for? Who are these really to you? He's now suspicious of you.
Well, the girl is like my child.
Okay, so like you've raised this child?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what about the older man here? The old man's like, hello! Hello!
He
Yes.
is a very skilled doctor.
What? A doctor of sorts?
Yes, he is.
Could use a doctor. Well, our last one died quite a few months ago. We haven't found one since.
And he's also somewhat raised me.
I consider it. What skills would you have? He's kind of doing like a like an interview right now, sort of thing. What kind of skills would you bring to my ship?
Well, I'm pretty fast.
Fast? You strong?
Pretty decent.
You want to fall off the ship? Can you handle pressure? What about the small child? What are you good with? Like the child's kind of like the Rose is kind of scared and kind of hiding behind you. It's a kind of new territory. She's never really been on a ship before.
He's pretty fast as well. I think she'd be good at manning the cannons.
Manning the cannons.
Well, I mean, with gunpowder.
Oh, a powder monkey. We need one of them still. Okay. So he talks to you. He just kind of talks to you for a little bit, and he kind of says, "Oh, come on." And he kind of brings you. Is like, "Come on, we'll discuss. I'm interested in you hiring you, but we'd like to talk about some payment of some sort."
Okay.
So he kind of leads you into this back room.
Okay.
Map of the top
Alright.
deck. That's the lower deck, and that's the hold. So he brings you back into this back room here.
Basically,
gonna-
captain's quarters.
Nope, that's a storeroom. Yep. So he's going to walk down the. There's a ladder there. You climb down. You go down to this level. You go in through here, which is another cargo room.
Alright.
You open up this hallway. You walk down. On your left, you see like crew quarters that have has 5 beds in it, and a few hammocks stringed across the top. The next room is as you can figure out, is the captain's quarters because it has like an anchor on the door, but it's shut. But when you walk in, you see like a dining area. It has a table with a few seats behind it and like a counter where there's a small kitchen behind that.
Huh.
So he kind of ushers you to sit down at the table. You all three sit on one side and he sits on the other. And he looks at you, and then he tells you to sit down. Then he walks around and goes into his captain's room and pulls out some papers, as you can see, and kind of puts them on the table and kind of discusses, okay, if you would like to be a crew member, so a few things you should know. You will be getting very small shares, of course, since you're not trained, but of course that once you do become more trained, there's more likelihood of you raising in share count. You'll get 5 out of 100 shares. Yeah, each of you will get 5 out of 100 shares of the either plunder that we plunder from ships or of the cargo that we hold, that we sell. You will get 5% of all sharings as a member of the crew. So it's in your interest to help the ship run, so you get paid.
Alright.
He kind of points to all 3 of you. It's the same for everyone. 5% all around. Y'all kind of agree, or you agree?
Yeah.
Alright, so they're kind of following you. So it's like, okay, and like he pulls out 3 different sets of parchment and says, please sign here, and he says a bottle of ink with like a feather in it. He says, please sign the die line if you agree. Okay, sign, and then then the old man kind of picks it up, kind of just like slowly, kind of like shake his hand, kind of does that. Rose takes the paper, sits up, gets the ink in like a fist, like gets the pen, just writes, Rose.
Oh, that's fucking adorable.
Over the entire line. It's no signature, just literally like block letters, like ROSE. He's like, he kind of looks at Rose. It's like, okay, that makes all right.
I'm just dazed by the adorableness.
He's kind of like, okay, so let's introduce you to the crew as well as the layout of the ship. We'll start from the hold, I guess.
Okay.
So they crawl down to the lower level in the same ladder you climbed up and down, just straight column all the way down to the ship. So you go into this back room. It's full of cargo and mostly powder and ammo and stuff. And there's a door there. Once you open the door, you can see that there's rope and buoys and water and stuff that's lying around the walls, as well as provisions. In the center is a big box of food in the center. And at the far edge is a small, like, little circular kind of cubby where they keep a lot of the ammo for ship. He said, "Though this is the hold. It's not very interesting, but this is the hold." You go up to the second deck where you sat and signed your papers. You kind of the crew quarters has 5 beds and about a few hammocks spread across. And the captain's quarters, he doesn't really show you into the captain's quarters. The point, this is the captain's quarters. If you need me and I'm not around the ship, just hit the door and I'll probably come out. Okay. He shows you the dining room, which you were in, and the kitchen as well. And then we go up to the top of the deck. And then he said this is the upper powder room. It's where we get a lot of our powder. For our immediate powder. We have more downstairs, and each level we have more, but this is for the most immediate stuff. As you exit the door, you're looking straight at the captain's wheel. This is my steering, so please don't mess with it. It's mine. Rose kind of like understands that this is something that's not should be messed with. Like it kind of like doesn't really do anything, just kind of sits there and kind of looks at you, and like you can kind of sense that she understands. And then you see that and he points to each side of the ship. These are the broadside cannons. There are 4 in each, as you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then he points to the bow of the ship, kind of closer. That is the main mast of the sail. So you can see the big sail above you. It's not currently up, but you can see where there's a rod for the sail to be spread out and high up. The front, you can see that there is a pole that's straight forward, and also known as a nose.
Okay.
And as you were in that back room, that powder room, you could see that there was a rear cannon back there. And also, now that you're on the side, if you look over the edge, you'll see a flag waving in the back.
What type of flag?
It's a flag of the country that he's from. I haven't made the name.
Wow, Matthew.
I just thought of the flag, like, I forgot about the flag. It's a work in progress.
Alright, so
It's actually a merchant flag. It has a like a ship's wheel, a blue background with a few coins on each side. So it's known as a merchant's flag. And then he says, "That's the ship. Would you like me to introduce you to the crew?"
how soon are we going to sail off? Because I gotta do something.
We will be sailing out first light in the morning. I would like you here on the ship tonight.
We'll be here by nightfall.
Okay. Would you like me to introduce you to the crew?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so he kind of describes, well, this ship is a 9-cannon ship. It also has, with you on it, 10 crew members, not including myself, so that's 11 crew in total. And I'll introduce you to the crew. So he introduces him as, "I am Jericho Law, if I haven't let myself know." He's known as the captain. And then he kind of walks across the ship, and you see a man kind of coiling rope up, kind of giving orders and stuff. He points to him. He's Hunter. He is the first mate of my ship. And then there's one person kind of polishing the guns and fixing up all that stuff, and he says, "That's Ruby. She is a master gunner. The master gunner, she controls all the guns and runs the combat of the ship, if needed, of course." Then we have Victor. He points to Victor, which has like a hammer and some tools. He is our carpenter, handyman, sort of fixer-upper dude. We really haven't found a name for him yet, because he does a lot of crap. He fixes the ship, Like if there's a hole in it, he's in charge of the ship. He also does the cooking. But and he does all sorts of stuff. He also does medical repairs, but since we have Mr. Claw over here, we won't be needing. Hopefully, we'll hopefully be able to lessen his load because he's quite a busy man. But yeah, he's pretty much a jack of all trades guy. And then he points to 3 other guys in like a corner that's kind of like hoisting up stuff, kind of working
That's
to kind
Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
of. Nope.
That's all I could think of, just right then and there.
They have like a pulley, and there's there's a hatch in the middle of the deck that goes straight down into kind of into the to the lower decks, kind of straight like into like the hallway. Actually, it's
By the way,
weird.
for anyone who doesn't know who Huey, Dewey, and Louie is, it's
So you have these guys with these ropes that are pulling stuff down, like they're hoisting, and this is Sin, Griffin, and Dirk. So you notice Sin is a really young-looking guy. Looks like he is quite unexperienced. He's kind of like at the back, just kind of like feeding rope in. He's not really doing much. He's more of learning the ropes still.
Finn, Griffin, and what else?
Dirk.
Dirk.
Yep.
Dirk.
They all look to be very similar-aged people. To the crew, says, "Okay, just be back by nightfall." Right. He kind of just walks away and says, "Feel free to just stay on the ship or be comfortable, talk to people, and just do whatever." You notice you only have like an hour or so before nightfall.
Tell Rose and Claw to stay on the ship, and I go up.
Okay, so they just kind of go down and like they kind of have all their belongings in a bag and they kind of go down the crew quarters and kind of set up their own little area. Okay, so what'd you like to do? A funeral, okay, for the cat. Where would you like to do that? Would you like to do a ship burial? Okay, so what would you like to do? Oh God, I don't really know what to go here. What would you like to do?
So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull out a flower from my pouch.
You have a flower in your pouch?
Yeah, for the cat.
I didn't know you picked a flower. Okay, I'll say you're able to pick a flower.
That it, actually I'll throw it in the water and say a prayer about the cat.
What are you gonna say? Just like if you want to have full eulogy sort of thing, you can.
I didn't know about this cat at all. Somehow it sent images into my... Probably hated me. But it was an adorable cat. Throw the roses and then just get up and walk back to the ship.
You see a reflection in the water of the cat's face. And all of a sudden you hear this meow! This screeching meow in your ear because you're kind of kneeled over to toss it in the water. You hear a screeching pain in your ear. You look...
I want to run.
So you run away?
I want to run
So
so
you run,
bad.
You run back to the ship?
Please.
So you run back to the ship, you run back on board, and you can see this cat just run up behind you. Doesn't look like the old cat that you had, but this one's like a golden, like a Garfield cat, but without the fatness. And then you see him. You see a picture in your mind of like you know The Shining.
No.
You know that scene of Shining where someone hacks the wall and he puts his face in the wall.
Oh, like here's Johnny.
Yeah. And he says, "I'm back." You can see this cat's picture in like a wall.
Wait a minute. How are you back? You died.
You recognize this cat doesn't look like what it did before. This cat's like,
Incarnation the thing?
and this cat just really doesn't know what. He just knows he's alive.
Alright, well, you want to go on a sea adventure with me?
Meow! It just meows. You don't really know what it says.
All right, let's go.
Okay. So the captain at this point is heard all the commotion of someone running up the ship, and he's like, "What's going on up here?
Point at the cat. I
Like,
found a cat.
What's the cat doing?
It won't leave me alone.
You're feeding it then.
All right.
Don't cry to me if it dies."
Probably won't.
Okay. So it's about dusk now. It's still light, but sun's setting. Everyone's kind of coiling up all the stuff and putting everything away.
Well, let's go find Rose and Ball and show him the cat.
Right. So you gonna hold the cat,
I'm
or
gonna pick up the cat. And
so you
just
pick
like,
up the
"Come
cat. The cat kind of purrs in your arm. Then you kind of like you gotta climb down a ladder with the cat in your arm. So you're just kind of like jumping and catching on, jumping. So you manage to get down, and then you show the cat to him. You're like, a cat! And Rose is just like, yee! Just kind of just goes and grabs the cat. The cat's like screams and hisses like, and like, yeah. You can see in a picture in your mind like, please help. So the old man, Claw's like, okay, interesting.
Basically, I'll tell him the story of what happened last time.
Okay, and
See if he'll believe me.
I guess he doesn't really believe you that the cat died and came back.
What about Rose? What does he say?
Rose doesn't believe you either.
Oh.
She's like, cats can't come back.
Apparently this one did.
Hey, I don't believe you. Thank you for listening to Tales of McFlare. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. If you have any ideas for characters, please send us an email or a comment or send us something on Twitter. Just let us know. And thank you guys for watching.